Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to day number 25 of 100 Days of Magic. Before we get into this card, I want to cover a little bit about why I chose today's card. Our friends from the north over at the Commander Cookout podcast, Ryan does amazing altars. He is extremely talented. If you want to see some, he's got them posted up on the Book of Faces, and Orcish Lumberjack is one of them. And I saw that this morning, and I thought, you know what? I don't play this card enough, especially for a card that I used to play in every single red-green deck, every single one. Now, so I figured this would be the perfect card to do a one card tech on, if you will. Let's look at this card. It's a 1-mana 1/1 Orc. Now, Orc in and of itself, that's a tribe that hasn't got a lot of love. It's more an old school tribe. They've been spotty Orcs through the years, but nothing like they were. Back in the before time, the red had kind of, it looks like they started off with trying to have two creature types, major creature types, and it was goblins and orcs. Goblins got the love because goblins got the first champion, if you will. You got the Goblin King in the base set, so orcs never really took off. But anyway, so you tap him to sack a forest to get 3 mana of any combination of red or green to your mana pool. Now, here's what back in Ice Age Standard, like I said long ago in the before time, I played 4 of this guy and 4 Tender Walls, and my play pattern wanted to be turn 1, Mountain, Lumberjack. Turn 2, Forest. Tap the forest. Sack the forest to the Lumberjack. Put a ball lightning out. And then I've got a green floating and the red. Tap them both to play Bloodlust. And that was 10 damage on turn 2. Now, that was for us common folk who didn't have the extra Mox and Berserk to deal to finish off the 20 damage on turn 2. Which there was some tournaments that was considered slow, but I love this guy for EDH. I really do, because there's so much potential here that I don't think we are accurately using. First off, I think this has got to be in 2-color. Once you get up above 2 and 3 and 4-color decks, it's just, you're not going to have that many forest, because there'd be nothing worse than drawing this guy and not having a basic forest. Or, worse yet, not being in a position to where you need to, or you can afford to sacrifice that forest. You've got to be able to do it in order to take full advantage of him. But that's not a problem, I don't think. Maybe in a Min and Den style deck, to where you get the extra land drops, and we're probably running a little land heavy anyway. I should have put this in Nikia to help kind of ramp out some of the faster guys, in addition to Nikia's ramp. But when you start talking about things like Crucible of Worlds and Ramanop Excavator, it gets really, really interesting, because you're not losing anything. I mean, you're not. You drop your force for the turn, or you don't have a land, and you sack a forest, then you play the forest from the graveyard. Well, you're not up anything, so you're actually stayed the same. And as we all know from my high school world history teacher, you cannot, I remember him saying it like it was yesterday, you cannot walk the fence. There is no stay the same. You either progress or you regress. If you are not progressing, you are regressing, Brian. Anyway. So you need the ability to play 2 lands. You need a exploration, oracle, Min and Den, Gitrog, something. Probably not Gitrog, because that introduces a 3rd color. But if you've got the ability to play 2 lands per turn, this gets really sick, because you play your forest from your hand, tap it, axe it. Oh, wow, literally axe it. And you've got your 4 mana, and then you play it again from your graveyard, and you haven't lost anything, and you still gained your 1-up land. I mean, we're talking, because, I mean, we're obviously going to tap this forest first. There aren't a heck of a lot of leaves the battlefield triggers for lands. Now there are some permanents, but I think most of those triggers say non-land permanent. But I think this is something worth exploring. I might need to revisit my Min and Den because there's the ability to just get creatures out so much faster, or anything out. So we've got 3 extra more than what we're supposed to have. Even if you don't get the magical Christmas land scenario, which is highly unlikely in EDH since we are dealing with a singleton format. But red is not notorious for a ramp. It's not. When we play red-green, we all kind of crutch on green for the ramp and the mana fixing. Now, this is a very red way to ramp. It doesn't care about the future. There is no plans. It's just in the moment right now. But I mean, this is by itself a turn to what, Kiki Jiki, or man. Anyway, I like the Orcish Lumberjack. He's got a CCO Ryan over on Twitter is giving one away as part of their bundle. They are about to have their 100th episode of that podcast. So I've been listening to them since the very first one. It's amazing. I thought about, there's an idea that popped in my head. I listen to so many different podcasts and things like that. I thought about opening up to one of these 100 Days of Magic thing, like using a similar intro to each one of them. I don't know. I do appreciate everybody's input on the mic settings and whatnot. It's, as I said, I'm on a learning curve here. This is my first time ever having one of these things, much less using it. So I do appreciate all the input. Y'all keep it coming. You know I like to hear it. Anything I can do to make it better, y'all give me a shout. But we are a little past 4:30 this morning, so I've got to get to work and sell some groceries. I appreciate y'all watching, and it's Friday, so I hope everybody goes out and has a good time and finds a table full of friends and taps some mana. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.